You ever see those staged photos where they're showing a product and the person is actually playing with it or looking at it from behind the rear of it instead of from the front of it? Actually looks pretty cool back here. Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. We're going to be looking at a couple of the Lego sets that came in that haul that I did the video on. And I want to, right off the bat, thank Ryan from M&R Productions, who has the same level of deadpan sarcasm that I have. It sent a bunch of people over to my channel. Unfortunately, some of them don't understand the joke. So, anyway, it actually made my day because too many people got the joke. I like it when some of the people don't get the joke, so I get the funny comments. All right, but anyway, so we got two sets from the haul where I got 5 sets that were vintage from eBay, and I was able to piece together 2 of them. None of them were complete. Some of them were missing a lot of parts and some important parts. This one was missing some important parts. The police station, which is the first Lego police station. This set 354 came out in 1972. We have set 660, which is the air transporter. Oh, this is actually a heliport, but it is a police station. And then set 660, which is the air transporter. It came out in 1975. It was missing some parts too. But I'm going to come around to the other side of the camera and talk about these sets. So I actually got a little nostalgic feeling, even though I never owned either one of these as a kid. I do remember seeing the heliport in the catalogs, and I probably saw this when I don't remember the air transporter, but I always wanted that heliport when I was a kid. I didn't know exactly, I didn't understand the word heliport, but it's a helicopter airport, but it's actually a police station airport. But first, let's look at this set. This set 660 came out in 1975. I'm always afraid of uncoupling those couplers because I'm afraid I'm going to break them. But the trailer is just one piece. It's all just one regular piece. It says Pat Pending on the underside of it. It does say Lego on the studs. But yeah, it's just one piece. And then it joins into this coupler, which was common back in the day, but over time these things will eventually break. But it's such a simple build. It's got the grill there, the headlight grill, nothing in the back, and it looks more like a fire chief car. And then the airplane, again, just a really simple build, much like a Happy Meal toy. And then illegal build, a tile stuck between studs. This looks kind of dangerous with the propeller, even though the plane's obviously not going to be running while the car is transporting it, but it gets really close to the car. But that is a mini wheel vehicle. These are the mini wheels. I'm working on collecting all of those. It's one of the many things that I am collecting. But it's not impossible to get most of those sets because it's just most of them don't have very many pieces. Right, so the other thing was the heliport, which again has a mini wheel vehicle, which is this police car. It says police on it. Very simple build, not that many pieces. Again, another illegal build with the siren there. And he parks here at the heliport. This is his little parking space. He can back in for a quick exit if he wants to. We got the P sign. It's okay to pee there. And then we got the sidewalk. And this uses the tiles with the groove. The original version had the tile without the groove, which are very hard to pull off these base plates. Oh, and speaking of the base plate, that has the white dots on it that show you where to begin placing the bricks. I never did like the white dots as a kid, but it was kind of a starter thing, and so that makes the base plate unique to the set. And so as you're building it, they kind of go through and they show like multiple layers at a time sometimes. Got the door. In the inventory, there's 2 different inventories. You got a door that can have the handle on the left or the right. So I ended up having all of them the same. because I couldn't find the other ones. It's got this really cool LEGOLand brick right there. And then we'll come back around to the back of it. So it's like there's a buffer zone between the landing pad and the office down here. And then I guess this is the control tower up here, like the air traffic control for the helicopter. And then there's the police helicopter. He's got the little pad to land on. And then the all-important 8-pronged antenna. Again, not a lot to this build. It's kind of weird. It almost has like an incomplete look to it, the way they did these bricks for the landing pad, but it is probably based on something real. I did make a mistake when I was building it, but it actually technically wasn't a mistake. There's this 1x4 brick right in there that's going that way. It's a 1x4. I didn't put it when I first put it in there, and it was sagging, but originally in the original instructions that wasn't there. That brick wasn't there. In fact, the first version of this, it used different plates. Like here's a 6x10 plate, here's another 6x10 plate, and then a yeah. So, and another 4x10 plate right here. It used to be a 6x16 plate and a couple other plates, so they changed it. I think it was some 4x6 plates were there, and they changed it, and then they added that 1x4 brick. Actually was not there on the original build of this, but they gave it some more stability by adding that. So I did do the, when I was building this, I printed out the instructions, not the instructions, the inventory from Bricklink, and so I was like, what's up with this? I went and got the pieces, and I was like, I can't find a 6x16 plate. That piece was broken. Well, then I looked at the alternate builds, and I'm like, oh. And then when I actually looked at the instructions, it uses the alternate item parts instead of the what's in the original inventory. So mine is probably a later build. Even though the set originally came out in 1972, mine probably came out much later. This thing was in catalogs for many years. I don't know how many years, but probably for a while. So I don't have the box, but I do have the instruction manual. And this is what I'm talking about. Like the first step, you're already on 2 layers. It's just adding stuff. Sometimes multiple things, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened there? They just added a whole bunch of parts. And then the vehicles are so simple to build. And then I don't think there's any alternate, there's no alternate builds in these instructions. So those were the only 2 sets I was able to complete. I came one piece away from finishing this set, and it was the piece that holds this the bucket scoop thing here. It's a 1x2 yellow brick with holes on the sides. I'm sure I probably got one somewhere in the basement. I looked through my yellow container, and in fact, going through all these, they had missing pieces in all of them, and it took me a while to find them in my collection. I really need to sort my collection first, and then start trying to piece together sets, because I was looking in so many different places. This is the fire station. It's missing a ton of parts, so I still got to go. Some of them are common, but it's missing so many parts. Oh, and in that lot, I had these. See that? These are all fake. Probably, are they Lepin or are they like Kobe or something? This is tiles are hard to tell, but when you turn it over, there's no markings at all in there, so that's fake. Also, this is kind of like what a Lego tile looks like. But so these are going in the garbage. I have no desire to save those or donate those or anything. They're getting destroyed. So we're getting a little closer to getting all these vintage Legoland sets, and mini wheel sets, and sets that were town sets before there was Lego Town theme. I'm just collecting them, all of them, and all the different versions of them, even when it's the same set with a different number, like this one is. But I was sitting there. I built this on the dining room table, and after I built it, and while I was building it, actually, I just got this kind of nostalgic feeling, because I remember as a kid looking at the catalogs and wanting some of these sets like this and not being able to get them. And now that I got them, and I know it's simple, it's not impressive, it probably causes kids today to like drool, not from salivating because they want it, because they're like bored. The bored kind of drool instead of the happy kind of drool. I don't know why I said that, but I was just like, I was just thinking 50 years ago, 45 years ago, when these sets were still on the shelves, you didn't have the perspective of what Lego is today. And so that's where I'm coming from. When I get that nostalgia feeling, it's like me remembering what it was like to be a kid when this was all you had. And Lego was new, and it was really interesting. And even though these are simple sets by today's standards, it was just a neat thing. I imagined on the carpet having my city or my town with all these different buildings that I couldn't afford to get, but now I'm doing it. So I hope you enjoyed this video looking at some vintage sets, and I know I go on and on about them more than most people, but I really do enjoy collecting these things, more so than the stuff that's coming out today, as far as town, city that's coming out today. I like the vintage stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with liking the new stuff, by the way, and I will get new stuff. I'll just wait till they go on sale somewhere. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to go take these apart and put them in a bag in a box somewhere, because that's what I do. See you guys later.